is about cherry blossom in Japan. I just want to share with you my videos on cherry blossom, or called in Japan is sakura, because it is a beautiful these flowers. When I first time I saw a cherry blossom, I was so amazed with the flowers and colors of sakura. Welcome, the national flower of Japan. I just make my own movie surrounded by sakura. The cherry blossom, or called sakura in Japan. Sakura flower a lifespan falling a couple of weeks after sakura, used in many traditional Japanese sweet and tea. They make used recipes for mochi cake, candies, and even cookies. In Japan, culture history of cherry blossom as living symbols of friendship. Because they bloom briefly, the blossoms are often seen as metaphor for the ephemeral beauty of living. Sakura in Japan usually bloom the flowers between mid of March and early May. Springtime in Japan is from late March to mid-April or even early May. Japanese sakura blossom are a shade of pale pink. They can be white, dark pink, or even yellow. This flower at my back, called Camellia japonica. The camellia is an early spring flower native to Asia. In Japanese, this flower is known as tsubaki. Generally, camellia flowers symbolize love, affection, admiration. Camellia's flowers are available in white and pink and red. The Japanese camellia is native to China, Taiwan, Korea, and Japan. It blooms from winter to spring. What country does sakura comes from? The tradition of celebrating the blooming of cherry trees in Japan is centuries old. The planting of cherry trees in Washington, D.C. originated in 1912 as a gift of friendship to people of the United States from people of Japan. In Japan, the flowering cherry tree, or sakura, is an important flowering plant.
And I'm so glad I stay right here with you through the years. Don't wanna feel another touch. Don't wanna start another fire.
Cherry blossom, or called sakura in Japan. Sakura, or cherry tree, symbolizes fresh start and new beginning.
To another stranger, oh, let another day begin. Won't even let the sun.
Sakura flowers considered mean spring, hope, beauty, and new life. In Japan, between late March and early April is the best time to see cherry blossoms.
So gently in my ear,
sweetness of feeling while under the cherry blossom tree. I feel relaxed and the colorful flowers are so beautiful while I'm dancing with watching the flowers of cherry blossom.
I'll soon be there.
I enjoyed taking video of myself even though there are a lot of people in the park. Japanese cherry or sakura. They generally refer to ornamental cherry trees, not to be confused with cherry trees that produce fruit for eating.
I see stars in your eyes. I see stars in your eyes. I see stars in your eyes, baby.
Many of the cherry trees currently enjoy for cherry blossom. Viewing are not wild species but cultivar. Because cherry trees have a mutable trait, many cultivars have been created for cherry blossom viewing.
I must face a world of strangers where I don't belong. I'm nothing. It's nice to know that there's someone I can turn to who will always care. You're always there when there's no getting over that rainbow. When my smallest I can take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last it.
How long does it take a Japanese cherry blossom tree to grow? An ornamental cherry may start to blossom at any time between its first and third years and will reach its full lavish display in 5 to 7 years.
Turns to gray, and yours is the voice that awaits me more.
Small delicate pink flowers produced by cherry blossom trees. The springtime bloom is a lavish spectacle but remarkably brief. After only 2 weeks, they drop to the ground and wither, falling like a snow with the even flow of the winds. How long do cherry blossom trees live? Across all varieties, cherry trees tend to have a short lifespan, typically around 15 to 30 years. However, black cherry trees can live for anything up to 250 years. The oldest known cherry tree is the famous Jindai sakura in Japan. The national flower of Japan, the cherry blossom or sakura, represent a time of renewal and optimism. Due to their quick blooming season, cherry blossom are symbolized the transient of life. Japan, the special flower for the people in the country is a cherry blossom, are a symbolic flower of the spring, a time of renewal and the fleeting nature of life. Their life is very short. After their beauty peaks around 2 weeks, the blossoms start to fall. This flower called white sakura. Most varieties of sakura produce light pink to white blossoms, but there are also cherry trees with dark pink, yellow, or green blossoms. This park you can do jogging and walking. Why for Japanese people sakura is unique? Because sakura first bloom without leaf, after finish bloom, green leaf is coming, and then green leaf is starting. That's why Japanese people like sakura. To different places with sakura, and I always took a picture of the sakura because they only bloom once a year. In Japan, when sakura flowers bloom, they go to the sakura park with family, friend, or co-worker. They can bring food and drinks. This is kind of gathering called is hanami in Japan.
Damanan ganito pag-ibig na years who lays with you at night when I'm here all alone. Take it anymore.
In Japan, there's called hanami. Hanami is the Japanese traditional custom of enjoying the transient beauty of flowers. Flowers in this case almost always refer to those of the cherry or less frequently plum trees. People celebrate the flowering of cherry blossom by moving outdoors, holding hanami picnics under the trees. These gatherings can be outing with families members, friends, or colleagues. At night time, people bring along beer, sake, and even karaoke sets with them to hold cheerful, often rowdy parties.
Lost is how I'm feeling, lying in your arms.
You whisper, good morning.
What the meaning hanami in Japan? Hanami literally means watching blossoms, and the tradition can be traced back at least 1,000 years.
I tell myself I got the chance of living, baby. Oh, without feeling.
Cherry blossom have a smell? For a genuine whiff of the cherry blossom scent, pour hot water over the flower. The rising steam carries an elegant and sweet aroma, which is a natural scent of sakura.
I wanna hold you, baby. If I tell the world, I'll never say enough. I wanna hold you, baby.
Sakura flowers in Japan is not allowed to touch or pick. Do you know why? Because sakura bloom for a very short time. Usually from first bloom to full bloom, it's take a week or 2 weeks. The flowers and petals are extremely fragile, so breaking or bending branches, touching the petals, or plucking flowers is unacceptable. Different kinds of sakura colors. There's white, pink, dark pink, also rose pink.
Why don't you try to open up your heart? Maybe it's wrong
Such a
to
nice
say, please love me.
view. So much quiet place.
Is waiting there inside. If you give me a little, I can.
Gladiolus is a kind of sakura flowers. These flowers means remembrance, faithfulness, and sincerity, all represented by gladiolus. Their tall, strong stems symbolize the strength of character as well.
And I will always.
Types of cherry blossom tree names. There's Yoshino cherry, Pronus cansan, Fugenso, winter flowering cherry, North Japanese hill cherry, Tibetan cherry, Pronus subhiratelia pendula, sweet cherry, Pronus takesimensis,
And then
turmeric,
she asks
Pronus
me,
campanulata,
do I
Fuji
look
cherry,
alright?
online orchard double
And
B,
I'll say yes.
Pronus niponica, Cerasus lanesiana kawasus. In the case of early blooming trees, the fresh leaves usually do not appear until after full bloom, which gives the trees an attractive.
Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe Baby Life.